You know, if somebody asks the question, who have been the biggest influences, who have been your biggest role models, I think the goal of every father should be for their son to say dad.
Whenever I'm not at work, I have my daughter. Should I just accept inconsistent workouts, or am I missing something?
A mindset shift is needed. Your daughter is now the priority. You're not going to get the perfect workout that you used to be able to get with the rest. The recovery, the time in the gym used to be 1 hour and 22 minutes for chest day. Even if you were 40 or 50 or 60 or 70, doesn't matter. You're in the game now, and that's what counts. And all those quote unquote wasted years, they weren't wasted, right? They're not wasted because you learned. And specifically, what did he learn about? Learned about what it's like to be out of shape.
You as men are a lot tougher and a lot more productive and can work a lot harder than you think. You can push yourself even harder. You could do a double-double, you could do an all-nighter, you could do the red-eye flight across the country. You could push yourself to be able to provide for the family. Because here's the one thing I have found. Once you have kids, there is this primal thing that comes into you where if you think you have worked hard before, when you have to go feed a child and provide for a family, you are willing to go to the ends of the earth and push yourself in ways that you never thought possible. And that is your initial and most important task as a father.
That's the man right there. And men don't have that. They don't know what that feels like. So until you know what that feels like, you're never going to seek that feeling of when things are bad, my family looks to me, as they should.
That's your job.
That is my job. And I earned that. It's not given because you wake up and you're a man.
And it feels real good.
It feels amazing. When anything goes wrong in my family, if there's a flat tire, they don't call AAA. They call David Goggins. Mom's got a problem? David. My mom's sick? David. She don't call the doctors, David. Anybody, they call David. And that's earned. And that's a good feeling. And I would challenge men to try that.
I go to practice and I train and play the game. I come home and I'd be sore and I'd be tired. And she wants to go swimming. She wants me to take her to the park. She wants to just jump on my back or whatever the case may be. You can't say, I'm too tired, I'm going to lay down. That's not fair.
Let me tell you about my daddy. When I was a little boy, my daddy would always pick me up. When he came home from work, he'd pick me up. When he saw me in the nursery after church, he'd pick me up. No matter how long he worked, no matter how tired he was, my daddy would always pick me up. So when I had my kids, I would always pick up my kids. When I got home, sometimes I was tired. They have a bottle in one hand, and they just lifted up the other hand, and they knew what daddy was supposed to do. My job was to pick them up. This is a spiritual interaction. When you pick up a child, it is a spiritual transaction. When you pick up a child, you change their perspective. When you pick up a child, all of a sudden they can see the world the way you see it. I don't care what your children have done, there is nothing they can do for you to stop picking them up. Well, my daughter's a drug addict, I don't care, pick her up. My son messes up, I don't care, pick him up. I don't care. You pick them up.
It was a moment, I'm already getting emotional thinking about the moment. She was like a night where Bradley was being fussy, she was like crying a lot, and I took her in the back room and I just laid with her, walked around with her, and she calmed down, and I just laid down and she wouldn't sleep, but she fell asleep on my chest. And I remember lying there and like just putting my hand on her. And I was like, if you could ever just, without being able to put into words, experience what love is, like, it couldn't be more powerful than that. I was like, this is like, there's no way I can put it into words because I wouldn't do it justice. It was just pure love in that moment. I was like, how can I love this little thing so much? It was the most beautiful moment, and all it was lying here with her sleeping on my chest. It was incredible. And every like stress about work, travel, Olympia, all these things, they just like wash away. And you're like, it doesn't matter if I have this. This is it. This is like what I've always wanted. This is all that matters. And it was the most perspective changing little moment for a matter of minutes while she was napping on my chest. But it was the most incredible thing. And I think it's just allowed to alleviate a lot of pressure I put on myself to perform, to succeed. All these things allowed me to separate that. And when I talk about the extrinsic goals of winning in competition versus the morals and values, like, it just made my morals and values of family and relationship and love so much stronger. And like, if you fail over here, you have this, and that's all that matters.